What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Thunder Sports Pod with JT and
Stash, baby. We bringing you another podcast. Loving it. And I know the NFL season's a little dry and we're just getting training camp here soon, but man, I'm just ready for the NFL to start.
yes, sir. Me too. I cannot wait. And we're going to give you guys our thoughts on our two favorite NFL teams draft recap first. So, first off, Stash, what'd you think of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft class this season?
All right. So, who have we talked about that I wanted on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers more than anybody, like any prospect that would fall to us normally?
Yeah, you
Graham
wanted Powers,
Barton.
Graham Barton, Powers Jackson, one of those two.
Yeah, those are
You
two.
got your boy.
And I was more for Graham Barton near the end,
Yeah.
and when he was available, I'm like, please guys, please pick up Graham Barton. I want him to protect Baker. I think he's going to fit
Mhm.
on the line really well. Tristan Wirfs apparently is already getting to know him pretty well too, so they're going to be united as a O line. He plays center and guard, but like
Mm.
people think that he's going to be a better center in the NFL or more of a fit. I'm excited for it. With Jensen retiring, this was a huge pick for me in the
Mm.
first round. But I have to ask, how do you feel about your first round?
I loved it actually. JJ McCarthy falling to us. A lot of people were speculating he would go inside the top five. I didn't necessarily buy into that hype, and we had the number 11 pick, and we decided to trade swap picks with the Jets. Kind of confused me at first, but when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? They want to make sure they get their guy. No one else can jump, leapfrog in front of them to take McCarthy, because imagine if that happened and we would get stuck with Bo Nix. That just sounds disgusting.
I was gonna say you get Bo Nix. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I really thought Michael Penix Jr. was gonna be there for you later.
Yeah,
What do you? I mean, I don't know. I was really shocked. This draft was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. We'll have
yeah,
to talk about making a video and just going over all the draft picks because it was a
yeah.
wild night. Um,
It really was. And JJ McCarthy, I mean, there's a lot of untapped potential. I think with the right coaching staff, we've got good weapons around him. And that's a quarterback's dream to be that young, surrounded with good coaching and good talent. That'll help him in his career. He might not start right off rip, but I'm okay with that. Just make sure he's ready to go. And then my favorite pick in the first round was Dallas Turner, honestly. I wasn't huge on him coming out of the draft, like edge wise. He was like my edge two or three, I believe. But him to 17, falling to 17 was crazy. He should have went to 8 to the Falcons, in my opinion. But getting him at 17 was a steal. So I think Brian Flores is gonna love that pick.
no, I agree. I think y'all did a great job. You got a young QB who can hopefully be like the franchise QB that you want. You're building weapons
Yeah,
around him. I really love the pick. I mean, we talked a lot about you guys getting him, and also Drake May. Um, but
yeah.
I think JJ's gonna be good. I think he's got you have a good. I think he's gonna fit in right like if he was back at Michigan. He's got the weapons he needs. He's got a good run game now. Yeah, the defense looked good. Dallas Turner was a beast, but I mean, it sucks you lost him, but you got his replacement. It's huge, especially in one round of the draft.
Exactly. That was big time. So let's move on to the second round. We don't have a next pick until round four, but what do you think about round two and three for you guys?
So Chris Broswell is I'm happy with it. I am. I thought it was a good pickup. Not who I thought. Marshawn Nealon, I thought we were gonna get, and Dallas took
Mm,
him right before us. So uh, it is what it is. I think he's excited to be in Tampa. I've watched some film on him. He can get to the QB, and he's quick. He is fast. So I was happy
mm,
about the pick. And then the third pick, Tyreek Smith out of Georgia, safety. I think he's an incredible talent.
mm.
I don't think we needed help with the safety position necessarily compared to like where we need help in corners, but I think Tampa's going to run a lot of triple safeties instead of using an extra corner, which I'm fine
Mm.
with if it works. As long as it works, I'm happy as a fan. So that's my thoughts on it. So I was like, and he's a stud, and he wants to learn under Winfield. I'm happy. I am happy about it.
That's good.
Then we
That's
get
really
to
good.
round four.
Yeah, I like y'all's selection so far. Like you said, versatile player. safety. He can learn under Winfield for a while. But going into round 4 for us, I'd mocked him to us several times. Corner from Oregon, Kyrie Jackson. Physical guy. He is just a great cover corner and man coverage. Like I mentioned, very physical, long arms, and I honestly think he's going to get a good amount of playing time this year with us. He'll be competing with a lot of young guys in that corner room. But we add a corner round 4 to our depth chart, which was very needed. And I was honestly hoping we would have got him, Cam Hart, or Kalen King, one of those 3 guys. And I'm totally fine with Kyrie Jackson.
I agree. I think it's good. I forgot we did also get Jalen McMillan out of Washington in the third round, but
Mm,
it was late, almost fourth round. I was
yeah.
happy about that. Not necessarily who I wanted, but I think he's going to be a nice slot receiver for us, and he can
Hmm.
make a little bit of a nice little addition. Um, I'm excited. But round 4, we got a different Oregon player. We got Bucky Irving, a running back. And I had to watch some film on him before I could give a full assessment on the guy. He
Hmm.
had the most catches out of any running back last year. I
Wow.
found that out. I thought that was crazy. And he's super speedy. Like he's really fast. Which here's the thing: like Rashad White's like 6 foot, 6'1". Dude's kind of a tall back. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of more like just a wide receiver in the backfield. That's why the screen
Yeah.
passes work so well for him. Then he can turn the speed on once he got the ball. Pure running back, he's not great, but I think Bucky Irving and him could be a nice little combo that would definitely help because I think Irving's got can catch the ball great, but he is a great maneuver back, and I think he can just shed some tackles and break up the field pretty easily.
Mm.
So I'm excited for him actually. I think they're going to be a nice little duo.
I like that. I actually watched a little bit of film on Irving, and guess which 2 players he kind of reminds me of?
Damian Thomason.
Mm.
No,
It's a mix between Doug Martin and Darren Sproles.
Doug the Muscle Hamster Martin.
Oh, but yeah, I like the Darren Sproles because he can catch the ball out of the backfield really well. Doug Martin, he was just a bruiser, so I think he kind of reminds me of both of those players.
I like that. I did you have a fifth round pick? Because I had a sixth round pick.
Yes, we did. Actually, no. 6th round pick. Yeah, we didn't have a 4th.
Okay, we drafted Elijah Clean out of UTEP, which was a weird pick. It was just an offensive guard. I guess we just drafted him for the depth. But he is like actually, bro. He didn't know he was gonna get drafted or not. And like I watched the interview with him, he is super excited about coming to Tampa and working with like Tristan Wirth and like
Mm,
Graham Barton and everybody. Like he is so happy to be there. And I would be too if like I got picked in the 6th round. No, not to discredit, like it's
yeah,
congratulations
yeah.
on being drafted in the NFL draft. Not many people can
Oh,
say that.
exactly.
Um, and I'm definitely happy with it. He seems ecstatic. I think he's going to work his tail off. I'm happy.
That's good. You have to have those guys that really want to be there, energetic. I mean, it just really helps out the chemistry in the locker room. Really having guys that are energetic like that. So,
And I feel like you want your O line to be a unit.
oh yeah, they've got to be extremely close for that to work out, like a brotherhood. But so we picked offensive tackle Walter Rouse from Oklahoma. See, I was kind of confused about this pick at first because we need a guard. We need a guard to compete for our left guard position since we didn't re-sign Dalton Risner, who was our starting guard. But this makes sense because we don't have a whole lot of depth at tackle. And I was thinking about it. He could be a swing tackle where he could move in to guard and fill in if he's able to make the transition to guard. He's a big dude. And he didn't allow a single sack last year at Oklahoma. So he played that right tackle position at Oklahoma. Um, but I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. He might just be a training camp body. But if he's able to make the transition to the 53, I think he would do a pretty good job at guard, hopefully.
So you got the 7th round pick.
He was 6.
Okay, I have a 7th round pick, so I just wanted to make sure
Okay.
if you had a
We
seventh.
got one more 6th round pick.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead. My bad. I'm
yeah.
excited.
So we drafted a kicker, everybody. Alabama's kicker, Will Reichard. This one, I was kind of a little bit surprised, but not too much, because I knew we needed a kicker with Greg Joseph leaving and not re-signing him. I didn't know if we were going to sign a veteran kicker or if we were going to draft one in the 7th round, but we got the best kicker in the draft, in my opinion. So getting him around 6 before anybody else could get their hands on him. The all-time leader in college football history in points. So that is pretty ridiculous. He's been at Alabama a while, but pretty consistent. So I hope he fixes our kicking problems. I'm praying as a Vikings fan, please, please, please fix our kicking woes. So I think he'll be our starter week 1, and moving on to the 7th round.
We drafted the fastest tight end in the draft,
Woo!
Devin Culp out of Washington, who has history of playing with K. Dotton. I think this is a great matchup. I think they're going to really work out well with each other. I think that because I think Otten is a little slept on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying he's a top 5. I'm not even saying he's a top 10. I'm just gonna say I think he's around the 15 mark on tight ends in the league, and I think that's fair. He's make catches. He can block really well. I think right there he's a good solid tight end, and I think
Yeah,
having Devin Colt too will definitely help with the energy with both of them. And that tight end room's gonna be nice now. I'm just gonna say I'm excited for it. Um,
getting yeah,
I give I
getting
give
some weapons for Baker.
yeah, that too. And so I'm gonna give I give the Bucks an A on the draft. I think the only thing I want to give them an A plus, but man, you did get a DB, but not necessarily a corner. So that's where I'm
Mm,
looking at. But they did draft a DB, so I give them an A.
that's good. That's a really good draft grade. We got 2 selections in the 7th round. Michael Jurgens, interior offensive lineman from Wake Forest. I'm thinking he's going to be competing um, just in camp with the center position. I don't think he'll make the 53. Probably just a training camp body, but who knows? They could be a surprising 53 man roster fill up. And then the other selection we had defensive line. I believe from a D3 college. His name was Levi Drake Rodriguez, D lineman from Texas A&M Community or Commerce, excuse me. So haven't really heard from this school, but if you're drafting someone from that low of a college, you got to have film on them. You got to know if there's if there's a dog mentality in that player. So he'll be an uh, eye catcher. I feel like because he plays with a lot of passion. I've seen a couple of his highlights in college. He plays with a lot of passion, like I mentioned. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, I give our grade a B plus. I like the draft. Only problem I had with us was not taking an interior D lineman. D tackle was where we definitely had some problems last year with, and we didn't address it much at all. But we did get Dallas Turner, who's going to help on the edge. We ran a 3-4, so he could be that like outside backer role possibly. But Kyrie Jackson, man, I love that's probably my favorite pick of our draft because we needed that physical corner. Uh, but yeah, McCarthy, Dallas Turner, Kyrie Jackson. I like this draft class for us. I'll give it a B plus. And then you gave yours an A, so that's
Yeah.
good. That's good as well.
Someone asked me today. They were like, "Are you worried about Atlanta?" And I was like, and I'm like, "I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, I know Kurt was your boy, but like, I'm gonna have to be like crapping all over Kurt from now on. As he is as a rival, I have to." And I was telling him, I'm like, I ain't worried about a mediocre quarterback who's only had one playoff win his entire career, who's just coming off of that Achilles tear at 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't worried. And he's like,
Hey, give it to him.
hey, that's fair.
Yeah. And they've got the talent, but they tend to always just fail expectations.
It's
So
Atlanta, 28 to
yeah,
3. I mean,
28-3. 28-3, everybody.
but here's the thing
All
with the
right.
Rip, Matt Ryan did win MVP that year.
Yeah, he was a stud, so we can't disrespect them guys too much.
Nah,
And Julio Jones.
yeah. Wasn't
Yeah.
Devontae Freeman the running back
Whew.
didn't block the rusher who Mad Mike Ryan fumbled? Oh yeah, that was him.
Oh man.